The air in the dusty spoon diner hangs thick with the scent of stale coffee and bacon grease. It is a smell of lonely highways, of miles devoured and miles to go. Sunlight, bleached and tired, filters through grime-streaked windows, illuminating floating dust motes in long, slanted columns. The low hum of a beverage cooler provides the soundtrack, a monotonous drone against the clatter of cutlery and the murmur of low conversation. At a corner booth, four men sit. They are islands of black leather and faded denim in a sea of pastel work uniforms and checkered flannel. Their presence shifts the diner's gravity. They are the road guardians. Their vests, or cuts, are their identity. A frayed patch over the heart shows a single stylized teardrop inside a shield. It is a promise. The man at the head of the table is grave. His face is a road map of hard years, his beard more salt than pepper. He nurses a black coffee, his gaze fixed on nothing, seeing everything. Beside him sits Bear, a mountain of a man whose scarred knuckles dwarf his ceramic mug. His silence is heavier than any threat. Across from them are Doc, wiry and coiled with a surgeon's steady hands, and Whisper, the youngest, whose eyes are constantly moving, cataloging exits, faces, and threats. They do not speak much. They do not have to. Years on the road together have forged a language of shared glances and subtle shifts in posture. Brenda, the waitress, approaches their table with a practiced, weary smile. The initial jolt of fear she felt when their engines rumbled into the parking lot has faded into the familiar rhythm of customer service. More coffee, gentlemen? Grave nods once, a gesture of command and courtesy. She refills their cups, her movements quick, efficient. She avoids looking too closely at the tattoos that snake up their necks and disappear beneath their sleeves. Stories she does not want to read. The bell over the diner door jingles, a cheerful sound that is immediately wrong. It is the kind of sound that should announce a family on vacation or a trucker looking for a hot meal. Not this. A girl stands silhouetted in the doorway. She is small, maybe 7 years old. Her feet are bare, smudged with dirt and asphalt. She wears unicorn pajamas, but one knee is torn, the fabric ripped away to show a raw, scraped knee. Her chest heaves with ragged, desperate breaths. Her eyes are wide, huge in her small face, swimming with a terror so profound it chills the warm diner air. In her trembling hand she clutches a piece of a paper napkin. Scrawled on it in a waxy, purple crayon is a single word: help. The diner falls silent. Forks hover midway to mouths. Conversations die in throats. The world shrinks to the small, shaking figure in the doorway. Her gaze sweeps the room, past the trucker in the flannel shirt, past the couple sharing a milkshake, past Brenda frozen with the coffee pot in. Her eyes land on the four men in the corner booth, on the leather, the tattoos, the scars. She does not see monsters. Society has taught her what to fear, but instinct screams a different truth. She takes a hesitant step forward, then another. Her bare feet make no sound on the worn linoleum. Inside her small chest, her heart beats like a trapped bird against a cage of ribs. The light feels too bright, the air too thick to breathe. Every face is a blur, a featureless mask of surprise. Except for theirs, the men in the corner. They are sharp, clear, solid, like anchors in a storm. She stops a few feet from their table. Please, she whispers. The word is a tiny, fragile thing, nearly lost in the hum of the cooler. Grave does not move, but his eyes lock onto hers. He sees past the fear to the desperate courage beneath. He's coming! The girl chokes out, a tear finally breaking free and tracing a clean path through the grime on her cheek. He's going to find me. She holds out the napkin, a silent, screaming plea. Bear shifts, his bulk creating a wall between the girl and the door. Doc leans forward, his medical instincts kicking in, assessing her for injuries beyond the scraped knee. Whisper's hand rests casually on the table, inches from his phone. Grave gives a slow, deliberate nod. You're okay, kid. You're with us now. The bell jingles again. The sound is no longer cheerful. It is a death knell. A man steps inside, blinking as his eyes adjust to the dim interior. He is the picture of respectability. His suit is tailored a muted charcoal gray. His shoes are polished to a high gleam. His hair is perfectly combed, and a warm, disarming smile is fixed on his face. He looks like a banker, a lawyer, a pillar of the community. He is a wolf in a well-made suit. His eyes scan the room and land on the girl. The smile widens, but it does not touch the cold calculation in his gaze. Lily, darling, there you are. His voice is smooth, cultured, laced with patronizing concern. You gave me such a scare. He walks toward her, radiating an aura of calm authority. The other patrons visibly relax. This is an explanation, a simple domestic misunderstanding. The girl, Lily, flinches violently and scrambles to hide behind Bear's leg. Clutching the leather of his jeans, the man stops, his smile faltering for a fraction of a second. He addresses the room, his tone one of weary patience. I do apologize for the disturbance, he says, his voice projecting easily through the silent diner. My name is Mr. Albright. I'm Lily's school counselor. He gestures vaguely at the girl cowering behind the biker. She has episodes. A very difficult home situation, I'm afraid. She gets confused, runs off. It's a cry for attention. The explanation is slick, plausible. It paints Lily as a troubled child and himself as the patient, caring professional. It is designed to dismiss her terror, to invalidate her plea for help. Some of the patrons nod in understanding. They have seen troubled kids before. This makes sense. Now, Lily, Albright says, his voice dropping to a gentle but firm command. Let's go. We've caused these nice people enough trouble. He reaches for her hand. Bear's arm moves, not with aggression, but with immovable finality, blocking Albright's path. Albright freezes, his hand hovering in the air. His smile tightens. Excuse me? It is Grave who speaks. His voice is low, a gravelly rumble that cuts through the silence. She stays. It is not a request. The words hang in the air, heavy and absolute. The fragile peace of the diner shatters for good. The patrons are no longer passive observers. They are witnesses to a confrontation. Mr. Albright straightens up, his veneer of gentle concern cracking to reveal the arrogance beneath. I'm sorry, and who are you to interfere in a private family matter? He's not family, Lily whispers from behind Bear's leg. Her voice is small but clear. Grave ignores Albright's question, his gaze remaining level and intense. He's not interested in a battle of credentials or social standing. He is interested in the truth. You said you're her school counselor, Grave states, his voice flat. I am, Albright replies, his tone sharp with indignation. Appointed by the juvenile court to oversee her case, I have full authority. He uses the words like weapons, court, authority, case, words meant to intimidate and end discussion. Grave does not flinch. He glances down at the top of Lily's head, barely visible. Kid, is this man your counselor? A violent shake of her head. No, she insists, her voice gaining a sliver of strength from the massive presence beside her. He works at the school, but he's not my counselor. He told me my parents were in an accident. He said he was taking me to a new home. A collective gasp ripples through the diner. Brenda, the waitress, takes a step back, her hand flying to her mouth. Albright lets out a short, condescending laugh. You see? This is what I mean. The stories she concocts. It's part of her condition, a defense mechanism. The doctors have written extensively about it. He is good. Very good. He twists her truth into a symptom, her fear into a fantasy. He is gaslighting an entire room. Where are her parents now? Doc asks, his voice quiet but precise. They're waiting for us at the county services building. Albright lies smoothly. I was just taking her there when she had this outburst. So you can call them, Whisper says, holding up his phone. They can confirm. Albright's eyes narrow. All of that is confidential information, protected by law. I cannot and will not discuss a minor's case file with you. The contempt in his voice is palpable. He dismisses them as beneath his notice, as ignorant thugs, incapable of understanding the complexities he navigates. He has made a fatal error. He has underestimated them completely. Grave kneels, a slow, deliberate movement that makes his leather creak. He is now eye level with Lily. The other men form a loose, protective semicircle around them. Lily, Grave says, his voice softer than anyone in the room thought possible. Look at me. She peeks out from behind Bear's leg, her frightened eyes meeting his. We believe you, he says simply. The four words are a lifeline. Is there anything you can tell us? Anything at all? Something we can check, a detail he wouldn't know we know. Lily squeezes her eyes shut, concentrating. The world of fear and confusion swirls around her, but the calm voice cuts through it. She thinks, she remembers his hurried movements, the jingle of keys, the cold metal door. Her eyes snap open. The silver key, she says, her voice gaining clarity. He has a silver key on his key ring. It's for his locker at the bus station downtown. Albright stiffens. A flicker of panic in his eyes, quickly suppressed. It's locker C12, Lily continues, the words tumbling out now. He put my backpack in there. My pink one, with the unicorn. It has my name sewn on the strap. Lily Anderson. He said we had to hide it so no one would know where we were going. This is it. The crucial detail, specific, verifiable, the key that will unlock the truth. The atmosphere in the diner shifts. Doubt, once planted by Albright's smooth words, is uprooted. Suspicion solidifies into a cold, hard certainty. Grave looks up from the girl to the man in the suit. Albright's smile is gone, replaced by a mask of strained composure. A fine sheen of sweat has appeared on his forehead. The midpoint has been crossed. The guardians are no longer observing. They are intervening. Grave gives a short, sharp nod to Whisper. Whisper doesn't need to be told twice. He already has his phone in his hand, his thumb flying across the screen. He is not calling 911. Not yet. A public call would create chaos, give Albright an opportunity. This requires precision. He dials a number from memory, a number that connects to a past favor, to a life left behind. Patch, it's me, Whisper says, his voice low. I need one. Fast. Albright takes a step forward, his voice regaining its bluster. What do you think you're doing? I am a court-appointed official. This is harassment. I'm calling the police right now and having you all arrested for kidnapping. He reaches for his own phone. Bear moves. It is a simple, fluid motion. He steps directly into Albright's path, crossing his arms over his massive chest. He says nothing. He is a wall of leather and muscle. Albright halts, his hand hovering over his pocket. On the other side of the room, Whisper speaks into the phone. The name is Albright. First name might be Charles or Christopher. Works at Northwood Elementary as a counselor. Check his status. See if anything is flagged. He pauses, listening. Yeah. And one more thing. See if he has a rental agreement for a storage locker at the downtown bus depot. Specifically, C12. The silence in the diner is absolute. The only sounds are the hum of the cooler and the frantic, shallow breathing of Mr. Albright. Every eye is on him. The other patrons, Brenda, the bikers. He is a specimen under a microscope, his lies squirming under the intense light of scrutiny. He tries to regain control, to reassert his authority. This is a complete violation of my privacy. You are vigilantes. When my lawyer is through with you, his words trail off. No one is listening. Grave remains kneeling by Lily, his hand resting gently on her shoulder, a silent promise of protection. Whisper's phone buzzes. He holds it to his ear, his expression unreadable. He listens for a long 10 seconds, then his face hardens into granite. He lowers the phone. He looks at Grave. His first name is Charles, Whisper says, his voice cold and flat, each word a hammer blow. He's a counselor at Northwood, all right, but he was placed on indefinite administrative leave 2 weeks ago. Albright's face drains of all color. He's under internal investigation, Whisper continues, his eyes locked on the sweating man, for inappropriate conduct with multiple students. A wave of revulsion washes over the diner. And Patch confirmed it, Whisper adds, delivering the final damning piece of evidence. Charles Albright signed a rental agreement for locker C12 at the bus depot yesterday morning, paid in cash. The mask does not slip, it shatters. The respectable, concerned professional vanishes, and in his place stands something ugly and desperate. The wolf is revealed. You have no right, Albright snarls, his voice losing its polished tone, becoming a guttural rasp. The change is terrifying. The kindness was a costume, and underneath is only cold, predatory rage. You have no idea who you're dealing with. He makes his move. It is not a move for the door. It is a lunge, a desperate last-ditch attempt to grab the evidence, the victim. He lunges for Lily. He never has a chance. Bear's arm shoots out, not a punch, but an open palm that connects with Albright's chest. It is like a sapling hitting a redwood. The force of the impact stops Albright dead, throwing him backward. He stumbles over a chair and crashes onto an empty table, sending salt and pepper shakers flying. He scrambles to his feet, his eyes wild with panic. His expensive suit is twisted, his hair disheveled, the facade of controls gone, replaced by the raw fear of a cornered animal. He turns and bolts for the door. He doesn't make it 3 steps. Doc, who has been standing silently by the booth, simply extends a leg. It is a precise, calculated movement. Albright's polished shoe catches on Doc's boot, and he pitches forward, landing hard on the linoleum floor with a sickening thud. Before he can move, before he can even think, they are on him. Grave, Bear, and Doc form a tight triangle around his prone form. They do not kick him. They do not strike him. They simply stand over him, their presence an unbreakable cage. He is pinned by their shadows. From outside, a new sound cuts through the air, a siren, getting closer. Brenda stands behind the counter, her phone clutched in a white-knuckled grip. Her face is pale but resolved. She made the call the moment Whisper confirmed the truth. A squad car screeches to a halt in the gravel lot, lights flashing, painting the diner's interior in strobing blues and reds. 2 officers enter, hands on their sidearms, followed by a man in a rumpled trench coat. Detective Miller. He is a veteran who has seen it all, a man who knows the difference between the monsters who wear suits and the men who wear leather. He has a history with the Road Guardians, a history built on grudging respect. He takes in the scene in an instant, the terrified girl being comforted by the waitress, the man sprawled on the floor, and the 3 silent bikers standing guard over him. Grave, Miller says, his voice a weary sigh. What have we got? He tried to take the girl, Graves says, his voice calm and even. He gestures with his chin toward Albright. Name's Charles Albright, on leave from Northwood Elementary. The girl's name is Lily Anderson. She says her backpack is in locker C12 at the downtown bus depot. Miller's eyes sharpen. He knows a solid lead when he hears one. He cuffs Albright, who has devolved into a sputtering mess of threats and legal jargon. As the officers haul the disgraced counselor to his feet, Grave walks over to Lily. He kneels down again, ignoring the chaos. Doc is already there, having produced a small first aid kit from a pouch on his belt. He is gently cleaning Lily's scraped knee. You are so brave, Grave says, his voice a low rumble. You did everything right. Lily looks up at him, her huge, tear-filled eyes searching his. The terror is starting to recede, replaced by a dawning sense of safety. You are safe now, Grave tells her, his gaze unwavering. You hear me? You are under the protection of the Road Guardians. You're one of our own now. No one will ever hurt you again. It is a solemn vow, an adoption, a promise sealed in a dusty roadside diner, witnessed by the hum of a dying refrigerator and the flash of police lights. At the station, the ugly truth spills out. The backpack in locker C12 contains not only Lily's unicorn bag, but also a change of clothes for her, a bus ticket to a city 1,000 miles away, and a folder containing falsified guardianship documents. Deeper inside, they find a small digital camera containing sickening images, trophies from other victims. Albright was not just an abductor. He was a trafficker, a predator of the highest order, using his trusted position to select his victims. Lily's parents arrive in a storm of panic and tears. When they see their daughter, safe and sound, wrapped in a blanket and sipping hot chocolate provided by Detective Miller, their relief is a physical force that fills the sterile room. They see the bikers standing quietly in the corner, looking profoundly out of place amidst the fluorescent lights and drab office furniture. They rush to them, trying to offer thanks, money, anything. Grave holds up a hand, stopping them. "Don't thank us." He nods toward Lily. "She's the hero. She had the courage to ask for help. All we did was listen." They deflect the praise, uncomfortable in the spotlight. Their work is done. They slip out of the station without another word, melting back into the night. 1 year passes. The seasons turn. Miles of asphalt spool out behind the road guardians. They ride through sun-scorched deserts and rain-slicked mountain passes. The world keeps turning, filled with its hidden darkness and unexpected light. They are pulled over at a rest stop in a state halfway across the country, sharing a bag of beef jerky under the shade of a lonely oak tree. A prospect from their home chapter pulls up in a dusty pickup truck, bringing mail that has been forwarded from their clubhouse. Among the bills and club newsletters is a square, lumpy package addressed to the guardian angels at the Dusty Spoon Diner. Bear carefully opens it with his knife. Inside is a simple wooden frame. Behind the glass is a child's drawing, rendered in bright, cheerful crayon. It depicts 4 enormous, smiling figures in black vests on rumbling motorcycles. They form a protective circle around a tiny girl with a bright pink backpack who is holding up a single, perfect flower. In the corner of the drawing, a yellow sun with a happy face shines down on them all. Tucked behind the frame is a letter and a photograph. The photo is a standard school picture. It is Lily. Her hair is neatly brushed and she is wearing a blue dress. But it is her smile that catches their breath. It is wide, genuine, and incandescently happy. The fear is gone from her eyes, replaced by the simple, uncomplicated joy of being a child. Grave picks up the letter, written in a mother's neat cursive. "To our guardian angels. I don't know if this will ever find you. I hope it does. A year has gone by, and not a day passes that we don't think of you. You saved our daughter. You saved our family." Albright was convicted on multiple counts. Because of Lily's bravery and your intervention, other families were able to get justice for their children as well. Lily is healing. She has hard days, but she has more good days. She's taking riding lessons. Horses, not motorcycles, thank goodness. She calls you her angels. She says she knew you were safe because you had sad eyes, and people with sad eyes know how to be kind. She is the bravest person I know. We can never repay you. All we can do is say thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for believing her. Thank you for being there. Forever grateful. The Anderson family. Silence hangs over the small group. A profound, reverent quiet. Grave takes the school photograph and carefully tucks it into a small, protected pocket on the inside of his cut, placing it right over his heart. He stands, pulling on his leather gloves. The others follow his lead. No words are needed. They swing their legs over their iron horses. Engines roar to life in a deafening chorus, a thunder that rolls across the peaceful rest stop. They pull out onto the highway, falling into their familiar tight formation. They ride on, 4 dark figures against the endless ribbon of road, chasing the setting sun. Their code is reaffirmed. Their purpose is clear. They are the watchers, the outliers, the terrifying gentlemen who listen when a child whispers for help. They are the road guardians, and they ride for the forgotten and the afraid.